Hello and welcome to Pedal Playhouse. I'm Joan of Heart and I want to share with you a new thing at the Playhouse. This, if you've seen the title already, is the Reissue Danelectro Sitar Guitar. And I have been eyeing one of these since I went to NAMM this year. And if you go look at one of my other videos that came out before this, which is the NAMM in 5 minutes, you will definitely see the moment at which I went by the Danelectro booth and with enthusiasm was pointing at, oh my god, I really want one of those. And the one that I was looking at was the black one. This one is a different color, and I'll tell you why I was so excited about this one specifically when I saw it came in this color. So, as I know some of you may want to do the thing where you hop around, you just want to hear the sounds, no problem. I am sometimes that person. So there are timestamps below, and I'll see you later in the video. But until then, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like an unboxing, but not normally the way that most people do unboxings. We're gonna do that whole magic trick thing that people do, where like they snap their fingers and then like the instrument appears in their hand. So like, let's give it a try, right? Yeah, let's do this. All right. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that was supposed to happen that way. I don't even know what to do at this point now. I don't even know if there's no trans-dimensional return policy. I don't know what to tell Drake from Sweetwater, my rep. You know what? I think I am going to have to figure something out. Oh, hey, Mom, what's going on? What? No, calm down, slow down. What? I'm so sorry. That is completely my fault. Yeah, I just snapped my fingers and it landed on the table while I'll be by over there to get it. Yeah, I'll be over in a few minutes. No, I'm not practicing witchcraft. I know what they do to women that do that. So, yeah, I'll be over there in a second. It's okay. I'll be there. I'll be right back.
3 weeks later.
And we're back. And yes, this is in one piece. Thankfully so. If you're new here, things like that sometimes tend to happen here. But if you're one of the regulars, it's usual, right? What we want to do today is go about and explore the Danelectro Sitar Guitar, but through an effects pedal board. Now, kind of the way that I want to do this, after I explain the history and the specs and everything, I'm going to go through my pedal board and take little ideas and snippets of either riffs or melodies and just turn on different effects pedals, and whatever I capture, that to be the example of what this sitar guitar sounds like through an effects pedal board, and how it really is a creative, like inspirational music machine, because I have had to apologize to my other 2 guitars that I use on this channel quite often because I keep walking by them and I keep picking up this instrument. Getting into the history, this originated in 1967. This is a reissue. This was kind of conceived by 2 people. It was Nathan Daniel of Danelectro and also Vincent Bell, who was a studio musician and also a pioneer of electronic effects.
Recording star Vincent Bell warms up an instrument which is creating excitement in today's popular music world. It's an electric sitar, invented and designed by Mr. Bell. It produces the new exotic Eastern sound first introduced by the Beatles.
Stand by for take.
The tuning right out the box, you're ready to go as a guitarist because it's in standard tuning for a guitar. Basically, you can tune it in drop D, you can put it in dadgad, which I am in all the time. Also, The special thing about this is the design of the Goto bridge. You know, you think about guitarists and our guitars, and we're always basically trying to take the buzz out of our guitars. Well, with this Goto bridge, we're actually trying to put the buzz of the bees back into this baby. And that's basically what gives it that resonant buzz of the sitar. What's also interesting about this instrument is the fact that it has these sympathetic strings, kind of harp-like in a sense, right? They're meant to actually ring out as you play. They're actually not really meant for you to pluck about, but I've seen people online, you know, play at the same time both these sympathetic strings individually and also the 6 strings along with the fretboard. I am not there yet. I actually do want to, with time, to actually see how I can nail doing that. But for now, one of the things I like to do so far is basically just to drag my finger along them, and it creates almost like the way a delay sounds when you have the feedback cranked up. It does almost sound like that even without effects. But also, you know, with fuzz, which, you know, we may find out later, it also sounds interesting with that too. You also have this little acrylic protector so that you don't, you know, kind of mute the sympathetic strings if you're going over and plucking the 6 strings, and they're able to vibrate freely without my arm touching them. The sympathetic strings are tuned in E chromatic. I popped 2 strings and needed to have a rescue from Derek at Sweetwater, and when he did so, he sent me over these String Joy, which are 10 gauge. All these strings right here are 10 gauges. This pack comes with 6. If you have to run to the music store and pick one up out of a pack, don't ask me how I know that. It also comes with the tools in which you need to tune those sympathetic strings, so no problem. You will be ready to go, and a little goes a long way, to be honest. A little goes a long way. Now let's get into the specs, and let's roll that beautiful bee footage.
If you play guitar, you can play the sitar.
The body is made of composite and plywood construction and is extremely light. It has 21 frets. I would say some of them were a little rough, but it wasn't the be-all, end-all for me. Scale length is 24.75, which is pretty common amongst most guitars. It has a bolt-on C-shaped neck. The wood of the neck is maple with a double-acting truss rod. The fretboard radius is 14. The wood of the fretboard is Powell Faro. And the Sitar Guitar has the 3 classic Danelectro lipstick pickups, which are bright in character, with one specifically placed under the sympathetic strings. The volume and tone knob order is with the neck pickup volume knob being closest to the Goto bridge, and the bridge pickup below, followed by the sympathetic strings closest to the input jack. It holds tuning really well, and I've tuned it both up and down many times, only minor adjustments between sessions of use. And if you like the way that I make videos here with gear with a side of silly humor at times, please hit that subscribe button, as I greatly appreciate it. If you are considering getting one of these Danelectro Sitar guitars for yourself, please consider using the affiliate links below in description for this video, as it would be really great if you help a gear sister from another mister out in supporting this channel. In looking at this instrument, the body shape is really unique, and I really didn't kind of figure out why it was designed this way until I sat down and played it, because for the most part, I usually play standing. I was able to play it comfortably with sitting with this ergonomic design, and also I didn't have to worry about one of the things that definitely you should know about, is the fact that it has neck dive for sure. So one of the ways I counteract that is that I rest my forearm on the body so that I can do whatever I need to do without having my hand glued to the neck, so that I can, go about and do things without having to worry about the neck of the guitar diving to the floor. What is the price gonna be? I definitely was concerned, because knowing how the vintage models are pretty up there in price, the vintage models like the Jerry Jones and the original Danelectro versions of this are kind of upwards of in between $2,000 to $3,000. This actually comes in at about $799. I was surprised. I was excited also, because this makes it a little bit more accessible, because whenever I looked in the past to look up this instrument, yeah, it was pretty much for something that I'd never played before that was really too high of a price point for me to, I don't know, take that kind of a risk. And speaking about the vintage models, I actually had a rather serendipitous moment where I went to a local guitar store and I actually saw a Jerry Jones model there. And this was at Walt and Grace, which is vintage guitars and cars, is what they have in Wynwood in Miami. I'm not here to compare the models because I don't think it would be right to do that. One of the things that I can say is, though, that they created the same sound. Playing chords is definitely something that is different than you would a regular guitar. It does not like, you know, our typical guitar strums at all. The buzz kind of acts against that, where the bounce back of the buzz clashes with the musical nature of a chord. Definitely don't suggest doing any fast strumming unless you're using it with certain effects pedals, but we'll get into that later. One of the ways in which I would say you could play chords is slowly ringing them out. Out of the box, the action was a little high on this instrument, so I probably will be lowering the action on these, but I didn't have a problem playing at all. So that's, again, no deal breakers here. I have been overly enthusiastic and excited and have loved playing this. I think we're now going to explore in little bits and pieces little ideas with different effects pedals. I'll have a secondary overhead shot of the pedal board, so you'll see what effects pedals I have, you know, going on at certain times with different melodies, riffs, chords, things that I'm playing. We have reverse delay, we have reverb, we have delays, we have tremolo pan, we have chorus, two different styles of fuzz, definitely. So I am looking forward to sharing that with you. It was a lot of fun to make, and without further ado, let's get into the music making. Well, as you can see, it definitely loves fuzz, and I mean loves fuzz. And you can definitely get away with playing guitar chords the way that obviously we all do with typical guitars if you involve a fuzz into the equation of playing the sitar guitar. So special thanks again today to Sweetwater for being today's sponsor, and I am going to look forward to using the sitar guitar in subsequent videos. To me, when looking at this instrument, I kind of see this as like a tool, like this is a paintbrush. The effects pedals are the colors that I actually can paint with whatever I play, and the room ends up being the canvas with the sound. So until the next time we meet, be the good you wish to see in the world, be excellent to each other, and be seeing you.
If you're new to this channel, allow me to tell you some details about it and how you can help it grow. Subscribing to the channel is one great way to help, as well as sharing it with your friends and laughing together watching the animated silliness we get into while exploring effects pedals and creating original music with the house band. A monetary way you can support the channel is through Sweetwater affiliate links, as well as Patreon. So thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. I would not have gotten this far without your encouragement and support.